What is going on, guys? So today we're going to do something a little bit different, something that we should have done a long time ago. We're going to talk about something that's near and dear to all of our hearts, making your truck just a little bit, well, a lot louder. Thank you so much for stopping in. If you're new here, my name's Ethan. Welcome to Covert Garage. So today we're going to be working with my 2011 F-150 Limited. There's a lot of stuff done to this to make it louder. I kind of did it a little bit cheaper, but it is very effective. Now, when you talk about cheap options to make your exhaust louder, there's not much cheaper than the good old reliable exhaust cutout. Now, what this is something that goes into your exhaust pipe in front of your muffler with a little plate, just like this one, that opens up the exhaust to basically bypass the muffler, if you will, to make it sound louder. So while before the cutout, your truck might be quiet on startups, with the cutout, you get something a little more like this. 6.2 liter V8, baby. So we're gonna take the truck out and talk about some of the ups and downs of an exhaust cutout, see if it's something you wanna do versus paying full price for a full exhaust system. Now, before we get into the really cool stuff, the doing some pulls and all that, we're gonna go talk about the drone because it's an issue that needs to be addressed. Yeah, it does. It drones. Now, driving around town, it's really nice. I'll be honest. I do enjoy it around town. It's not too loud unless you want it to be. It's not in your face, so I kind of dig it. When you get to the higher RPMs, it's not as smooth as a full exhaust would be. And then when you get to the highway, it drones. It drones. We're cruising right now at 75, sixth gear. You can tell if you try to have a phone call, like if you're talking through the Bluetooth, you can definitely tell that it drones. It becomes a little difficult to have conversations and stuff. It's kind of just the price you pay to play the game, I guess. When you get on it, though, it sounds nice. If you hear, though, you're probably not too concerned about drone. If you're like me, you're just trying to make your truck loud on a budget, and this certainly does the trick, because when you get on it and you want to go fast, she certainly does sound like a V8, boys. Yeah, it's not gonna make your truck faster, but it'll make it cooler, and that's worth it. So a little bit of quick background on the truck. This is a 2011 F-150 Lariat Limited. Has the 6.2 liter V8, same powertrain as the Raptor. It's got like a Spectre intake, nothing too crazy. That's the extent of the mods. There's not much done to it. So we're gonna throw Mr. Price in the driver's seat. We're gonna stay back so we can see what it's like from the outside. It's probably gonna be loud. I hope it's loud. It's just a question of whether or not it sounds good. Also, shameless little plug. If you haven't already, go check out thecovertgarage.com. I make magnetic license plate covers and a whole bunch of other stuff for your car shows and Instagram and all that fun stuff. So there's a link down in the description below. That was a lot dustier than I anticipated that being, so I'll let you be the judge of it. I personally think it sounds pretty dang awesome. So also, I forgot to mention, we did do a resonator delete on this truck. So basically, a resonator just cleans up the sound a little bit. Honestly, doing the cutout, I might leave the resonator on or get an upgraded resonator to make it louder still, but just clean it up a little bit. Now that I'm in the passenger seat, an astute observation, it's a little bit louder from this side, so give her some pepper. Okay, yeah, all right. I would say I get used to it, but I like driving my truck, so sorry, I'm gonna take back over. Okay, real quick note on the license plate cover thing. When you leave and you're done shooting, don't forget to take it off. They'll stay on. It's a little less legal than it could be. Didn't know cows were doing Ubers these days, but I'll take it. upside to the exhaust cutout is gonna be the price. Now you can go on Amazon, you can get yourself an exhaust cutout which consists of the pipe, the cutout itself, for like $90. Now I wouldn't recommend getting the cheapest one. That's with an electronic cutout. Just the pipe itself, you can get it so much cheaper. On this truck, we did have a quick time performance exhaust cutout, which is gonna run you about $210 for the cutout itself. It has since broken because I was doing some slightly exuberant things and I tore my exhaust off. Long story. So now we just have the cutout plate. With the electronic cutout, it's really cool though. You have a switch where you can go from quiet to loud, which is one of my favorite features about it, because sometimes you just don't want to be in a loud vehicle. Once you get the cutout though, the sound, it doesn't get old. It really doesn't get old. Now if you're like me and you don't have the electronic cutout anymore, you're left with the option of the cutout plate, which is 3 bolts, and we'll show you how to put that on. It's really simple. It returns it to basically factory. First though, this was the switch for the cutout. It was nice, cool, fighter jet style, because I was like 17 when I did that. It was, man, it was a long time ago. It doesn't work obviously, but that was the concept. So the cutout is right there on the exhaust. You can see the pipe just kind of leads off and bypasses the muffler. So we're gonna go ahead, put that plate back on there so we can make it quiet. So forgive the gloves, it's a little bit toasty. So what is that, toll free? So forgive the gloves, it's a little bit toasty down here. So the gist of it, and it goes on just like so. And then we have the other 3 bolts right here that they go on. Now we just bolt that together and she's quiet. So like 2 minutes later, those 3 bolts are tightened down. We are good to go. One thing to note very quickly, if you're doing it like that, be sure to have an exhaust gasket or else it will kind of have an exhaust leak. Ask me how I know. It doesn't sound good. So now when we turn the truck on, you'll notice very, very quiet. It's like factory. As you can see, it's definitely a lot quieter with the cutout plate on. It's basically a factory exhaust, of course, minus the resonator delete. So the cutout is a great way, a super efficient way of making your truck, or car for that matter, louder for a really low price. So at idle, it also has a really nice low note. It's not super loud like, say, a Borla Attack. A Borla Attack is going to be way louder than this. I use that for reference just because it's kind of what I was thinking of in the beginning, but this was a much more cost-effective option. That's why I went with this. Now before we go and we sign off, we'll do a few little baby revs just because it sounds really cool with the exhaust cutout, and maybe it'll help you decide whether or not this is something that you want to do. So the exhaust cutout is a really cool option for you if you want to keep it kind of cost effective, but at the same time have a really cool sound. So with that, I hope you learned something today. I hope this is something that you will consider. Now if you want a super clean sound, take into mind, cutout might not be the way you go, but it is still really cool. So until next time, I hope you have an awesome time modding your truck or car. Always remember to keep it classy out there, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Listen, I know it looks like a cow, it really does, but I promise you, it's not one of you guys.